Hello everyone. Richard here from Wiki Hacks. Welcome to our first session of personal development course. Let's talk about objectives for this session. Personal success is all about increased understanding of the world around us and ourselves. You cannot win if you do not grasp how the game is played. The majority of what you consider to be real is actually untrue. More than 99% is untrue. If you believe something that isn't true, if you believe a lie, if you believe what you've been told, if you believe what you've been taught, then you've bought into a lie. That is a fabrication. Everything you do, everything you try to achieve, everything you say will be a lie throughout your entire life. Attempting to achieve will be based on a wrong premise. You're not going to come out on top. One of the main reasons you aren't succeeding in life at the level you desire and can is because of illusions. So we're going to free you from that illusions. Recognize why we are the way we are. Many people place too much pressure on themselves and assign themselves too much guilt. They don't comprehend why they are the way they are or what has occurred to them over time because they don't understand why they are the way they are. It'll take a lot of pressure to figure out why you're the way you are and how you got there. This session will provide you with new perspectives, understanding, and independence. In the past there was a lot of pain. You are not a product of your past. It's over if you have a successful past. It's over if you have a dreadful past. We'll move ahead from here, and I'll show you how all of the old anguish from the past can be undone. It wasn't your fault in the least. And we'll teach you how to let go of it. So you want to be in pain for the rest of your life? When you understand why you do the things you do, you may use this new awareness to improve yourself and others. You'll be able to free yourself if you do so. You can also use these insights to assist others in becoming free. These insights can help you be more successful in life, more motivated, and more influential. You have so much potential, but you've been stifled because you don't understand these fundamental truths. Because your life has been improved, you will be able to help others. If there was ever a wonderful thing to do, this is it. So here's the first concept to grasp. People are astonishingly simple, we complicate them. They're quite easy to make. As you consider these ideas, you'll notice that they all have a cause and effect relationship. The ideas are straightforward. But then all of these stories are layered on top of each other. There's a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of pop psychology out there. It's all nonsense. We're going to get rid of everything. People are straightforward. You simply lacked an understanding of why they are the way they are. It's the layers of belief system that is the problem. This adds to the complexity. Your nonsense put in that light, it reveals what your true beliefs are. It's a complete shambles. It's a slew of lies, misrepresentations, and misinterpretations, as well as other people's agendas. It's a massive shambles. So keep the belief system in mind at all times. It is what it is. This will assist you throughout the entire program. This is the first significant psychological notion you'll encounter. People are constantly drawn to pleasure and away from sorrow. I'll say it again, they migrate away from pain and toward pleasure. This encompasses the entire field of psychology. If you only remember one item from this course, make it this. This is the study of how the brain functions. We are continuously balancing pleasure and suffering, performing cost-benefit analysis and heading in the right way of boosting our pleasure while reducing our suffering. It's the reason behind all we do. I can get you to do anything if I can control your pleasure and your misery. This theory has never been proven to be incorrect. Now, here's something that perplexed this theory for a while. It's not just pain or pleasure, it's agony and pleasure as perceived. If you're a tiny kid and you're bad, your mother wants to hurt you. You got spanked by her. There are some guys out there who are willing to pay a premium for it. Why? Because they haven't learned to equate pain with pleasure. They believe that receiving a spanking is pleasurable. This is something you'll see a lot of folks do. You'll have two things taken, both of which are completely different. People also link pain to things that may or may not be joyful. One of the top 10 concerns for most people is generally in the top 2 people have 2 significant anxieties. Fears in life include death and public speaking. Now and then, public speaking comes in first. That's where the term "I'd rather be in the box than give the eulogy" comes from. People are terrified of it. They think that people will pass judgment on them. They are going to make a mistake or crash. But what if you change this pain into pleasure? We have a lot of erroneous connections about what's pleasurable and what's painful that we have to deal with. So, utilizing the premise that people constantly walk towards suffering, I just want you to realize that. That is, away from pain and toward pleasure, or perceived pain and pleasure. As we progress through the course, we'll give you several examples of this. So you live in a location called virtual reality, And you think you're living in reality, but you're actually living in a virtual reality. Virtual reality is a term used to describe a virtual environment. We act based on our perceptions and misperceptions, which are the same for correct and erroneous information. We act the same way if we believe it is real and true. There is a saying that if you tell a falsehood enough times, everyone will believe it. This saying can be used for advertisement. Because, if you set something up to look a certain way, it will be perceived in that way. Be assumed to be correct. Unless it is rectified, interrupted, challenged, or revealed to be incorrect. A misunderstanding, or a deception, will be viewed as true fact. In marketing, there is no distinction between illusion and reality. They understand that the illusion is the truth. What I provide to you will be accepted as true, albeit perceived reality rather than true reality. So, while you strive to motivate others, and as you try to motivate yourself, keep in mind what is more important. Avoidance of suffering is what motivates people to do more action. Absolutely. Here's your final concept. An act of selflessness does not exist. Many people will disagree with this, but it is unmistakably true. We are solely motivated by our own self-interest. You're not going to do anything unless you're maximizing your pleasure while reducing your agony. Keep the pain-pleasure concept in mind. Keep in mind how you felt about the pain and how you felt about the pleasure. How many people are fans of martyrs? Being a martyr is not a pleasant experience, but the person who is the martyr is. It gives them a great deal of pleasure. They think it's wonderful. I can assure you that no one is doing anything wrong. They're doing a good thing. They're up to no good, if not outright evil. They're doing it because they believe it'll help them advance. In their minds, they're weighing the agony versus the pleasure. Take note of the quotation unquote, good person and bad person performing good and terrible deeds under the same circumstances. The same norms, under the same regulations, and to achieve the same end, avoiding suffering and gaining pleasure. Each is utilizing a different method to go to the same location, and neither is being selfless. It all makes sense. Let's go on to the next part.